Now, 18, second shot for Curtis Strange.
Curtis is 180 yards from the hole.
Okay.
5-iron out.
Okay.
Stay there.
Safely on.
Very, very disappointed with his iron game today. Just came over and talked to me. But he really didn't play very well.
They'll receive him here in just a minute. Meanwhile, we'll go back to the leader, Mike Donald. All right, now, Jack, 16 seems to have been playing with great difficulty today for most of the golfers.
Well, 16 off the tee. I think fellas are playing a little bit shorter club. I played a 5-wood off the tee, which most of the fellas are probably playing a 1-iron or 2-iron, and they're trying to put it into a position to where they can play about a 5-iron to the green. And I think that Mike looks like he's about in that position, but the wind is really tricky there. I think that it can either take your second shot or knock it down. I know it knocked my ball down into the bunker, and I hit a good solid shot. Now, you've got to get it up, and you've got to let it ride a little bit from the wind coming left, right, and behind you.
Jack, I was almost in the exact spot where Mike is and hit a 3-iron.
Boy, he's bailed that one out to the right. Not a good shot at all.
Nope, in the bunker. You see it right there at the bottom of the bunker.
Well, if he had to miss this green, that would be the best place to miss it with the flag back. He's going to have somewhat of an easier shot out of that bunker than he would in the rough.
He has space, but it's not a very easy bunker shot.
Jack, Peter Alice was saying earlier that he thinks maybe the most dramatic development in the game in the last few years has been the way all of you fellas have made the up and down semi-automatic out of the bunker.
I don't know who he's talking about. Don't include me in that list.
He's not talking about Jack. All right.
You want me to be impolite, David? Give me a break.
No, I think that a lot has happened. I think that courses are making a much bigger effort nowadays to...
That's a 5-iron right. Oh, right
bunker
at the flag.
again.
Just didn't get up. That was a lot of
Wind
ground to cover.
Yep.
200 yards.
But I think the courses are making a lot bigger effort, Jim, to put better sand and get the courses in better condition. And as a result, the fellas are getting better with their bunker shots.
Good point. Here was the reception for Curtis Strange a few seconds ago. So in that shadowy battle, the ghost of Willie Anderson has won today. He is still the only man to have won 3 U.S. Opens in a row. But Curtis sure gave it a try. Not the fist in the air this time, but the tight smile of a gallant competitor. And he didn't stop quite that quick, but there it is. Well, Donald by 1 in the bunker. Irwin sitting up with us with that 67 today. Faldo is out of it. Billy Ray Brown is in it, but he's in the bunker. All of these just out of the competition right now, but can go home with some satisfaction. They played the U.S. Open very well at Medinah in '90. Pick out some of your favorites there. Jimmy Benaby had a lot of supporters. He went to Northwestern University and won his only tournament here, the Western Open, the first tournament he ever played in. Ian Woosnam ended up at 2 under. Larry Nelson at 2 under did not play well today. Azinger and Ozaki. Mike Reed dropped back today. Phil Mickelson, the low amateur, at even par, and that's a great performance. He's the left-hander from Arizona State. You'll be hearing a lot about him. He's still in school. David Frost, South African, 1 over. Bobby Watkins, brother to Lanny. Steve Pate, no kin to Jerry. Tway, the former PGA champion. Aoki from Japan. 10 years ago, he battled it out with you, Jack. Mark Brooks for a birdie. But that puts him at 5 under, and he only has 1 hole left to play. Yes, that was yesterday when he threw it in the water.
He told me he was going to throw it in there no matter what.
Oh, this is today again.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were throwing tape up on me there.
No.
Curtis at 18. And the par tap in for Curtis will give him a 3 over par round, 75. Now, Mike Donald.
He has about an 80-foot bunker shot with about 50 of that to carry the bunker. Wasn't a good lie. And he hit a fine shot out of that lie. The ball's sitting kind of down.
Well, I don't know how long a man can keep making putts like that for par, and he's made a couple of them today. That's his mother. Mike is a bachelor. Most of the men battling for this title have been fathers on this Father's Day. Now Billy Ray looking it over. His first U.S. Open ever. What a job he's done.
Billy Ray with a much easier bunker shot, Jim. Better lie, a lot closer to the flagstick. He can hit this ball up and spin it. Try to keep it below the hole.
Yep, pulled up on him. So, beginning to run out of holes.
Those automatic up and downs you were talking about are
Yes.
a little bit of work, Jim.
What happens to them in the last 3 holes of the U.S. Open? Huh?
It's a little different, but you see an awful lot of good bunker play and better bunker play, I think, through the years.
Oh, yeah.
Hale Irwin, the 16th hole here at Medinah, has been one of the most difficult. Mike Donald now out of the bunker, and he's left himself a bit of a downhill putt for par.
Well, the difficult part, as we've talked before, is that you really can't see. You can see the flagstick, but you can't see the putting surface. And where Mike was playing from, there's a more of a hill in the fairway that obscures the green. It is a hard shot. As Jack mentioned, the wind is playing havoc with the shot up in the air. Now, the putt he has is going to be downhill, and it should swing to his right somewhat. I had a putt coming right up the hill, I thought, that was, again, straight, but it broke to my left, which is, as we're seeing it now, is to the right. But again, Mike has been stroking the ball extremely well and obviously reading the greens well.
How much faster, if any, were the greens today than in previous days?
I don't think they were that much faster. Again, with the overnight rain we had, we never achieved that open speed that we've talked about, and those of us that have played through the years have seen some of the really fast greens. Unfortunately, the weather just did not permit that this week.
Mike Donald has not made a bogey today. This putt for par to maintain a one-shot lead over Hale Irwin.
Starting to get interested.
How do you feel now?
I feel one stroke better.
We're now tied. Hale Irwin, Mike Donald at 8 under par. First bogey of the day for Mike Donald, who had made a couple of beautiful saves here on the backside for par. And 2 holes left to play, the most difficult 17th, the par 3, and then the par 4 18th. Now Billy Ray Brown, he has this putt also for par to remain 1 shot back at 7 under.
I had that identical putt earlier, and that putt looks like it breaks left, but mine tailed right.
Billy Ray Brown will drop to 6 under, 2 out of the lead, but we have a tie between Irwin and Donald. Donald has 2 to play. Golf has been a hard game for tall men. Kerry Middlecoff was a 6 feet 3 inch bundle of nerves from Tennessee. He won the first Open played here at Medinah in 1949. Middlecoff was a great driver of the ball with a singular swing idiosyncrasy. He did a full stop at the top. Middlecoff, a bright and intense man, practiced dentistry as a young U.S. Army officer before he turned pro. the Lake Kadijah Triangle. Many golfers have been known to enter here and never be heard from again. That was certainly true of Ian Woosnam. It was true of Scott Simpson. Mike Donald on trial now.
This hole playing 154 downhill. The wind has died down somewhat. Not much of a factor. Mike with an 8-iron. Boy, what a good-looking shot.
And look where his fellow competitor is, who hit before him, Billy Ray Brown. They both bogeyed the 16th hole. Billy Ray would have to birdie the last two to have a chance at a playoff. And here was the shot. If he makes that putt, a birdie on 18 could put him into a playoff. We'll return with more golf action from the 1990 U.S. Open Golf Championship. We'll do that after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Will it be 34-year-old Mike Donald, the 11-year touring pro, the journeyman? Or will it be Hale Irwin winning his third United States Open? Nobody's ever won exactly 3 in their careers. There are people who won 4, a number who have won 2. Nobody's ever won exactly 3. Or will Billy Ray Brown sneak in there and force a 2- or 3-way playoff? Well, first, Donald on 17.
All day this putt hasn't been as fast as people think it is. All the players are playing more break.
A little tentative on that, Jack?
Well, I just think the green reads that way. I mean, it reads that it's going to be faster than that and it's going to break more than that. And I've seen, you know, at least I did that and I saw several other people do that.
Sure.
You leave yourself one that you really don't want to make. I mean, that you have to make, I mean.
Looking forward to 18. Does Donald play in any way conservatively for a par to force a playoff? Try to make birdie. Now, Billy Ray has to make this and then birdie 18 to have a chance. He's got one. So he moves to 7 under, 1 stroke behind Donald and Irwin. Again, if you weren't with us, Hale Irwin, at age 45, who would be the oldest man ever to win the U.S. Open by about 2 years over Ray Floyd, remember when he won at Shinnecock. Irwin shot 67 today and made a mammoth putt of about 60 feet on the last hole to do it. Making sure of this one, Jack.
Yeah, I think he's he wants to get this one in, that's for sure. And it's not quite as easy as it looks. I mean, it's a little downhill putt, and it's one you better strike solidly.
Hale Irwin watches. He makes it. Boy, no matter what happens,
good effort.
This man deserves a lot of credit today. Let's go over to Roger and Hale now.
Hale Irwin, 1 hole left for Mike Donald and Billy Ray Brown. Of course, Billy Ray needs a birdie to get to 800. Mike Donald now at 8 under par. How's 18 playing? How did you play the hole?
Well, the wind setting up left to right off the tee is, I think it's uncomfortable for most of us that play on the right side. It's only 27 yards across from cut to cut, and you must hit that fairway. It's with a pin behind the bunker. If you don't hit the fairway, you've got a very difficult second shot.
Even though we all know if there is a playoff, it's a Monday, you got to go play 18 holes. If you had a preference, though, would you rather just get it finished today?
Well, if I was warm and hadn't been sitting around for a while, yes, I would have. But I think to go out the way I did and then be sitting for a couple hours would be very difficult to regenerate that same momentum, that same excitement.